Hi everyone, this is me, Summer Kelly, back with another video. I want to take this time to thank you all for taking time out of your day to watch it. As you can see, I am not singing nor am I playing guitar. The reason being for this is because this is another non-musical video, my first one maybe in 2 weeks. And so if any of you want to watch any music videos that I made, I would encourage you to go back and watch my previous videos to see me singing and worshiping the Lord. Stay tuned because later this week and hopefully next week, I'll be back with more music videos of me worshiping the Lord in spirit and in truth. The title I have for this video is Faith Against the Odds. And it's sort of a follow-up of a video that I did a few weeks or so earlier. And so I don't know why, I just feel the Lord laying this topic heavy on my heart because of the times that we're going through. And I want to share with you a few thoughts that the Lord has laid on my heart about, the importance of having faith against all odds. Well, the first and foremost important thing that we need to remember to have faith against the odds is to look at some biblical examples of people who have been through unbelievable circumstances, yet still stay true to their faith in God. A very good example of that is in the life of Joseph. Of course, we all know the story of Joseph in the Old Testament, and we all know that this dear man went through so much. We know when he was a teenager, he was treated badly by his wicked stepbrothers and was, taken to Egypt as a slave, and he worked for Potiphar for 11 years, and he went to jail unjustly and worked for the prison system for 2 years, and then he became prime minister. That's the short version of the story. You would have to read throughout the book of Genesis 37, all the way to Genesis 50 to read all of Joseph's story. He's an example of a guy that had faith in God in the midst of the odds. Job is another example. Job lost his health, his wealth, and just unbelievable things, but he never stopped praising the Lord. And yet in the midst of that, Job says, I know that my Redeemer lives. And when I come out of the fire, I will come out as pure gold. And so, of course, that's the short version of Job's story. You would have to read, the rest of the story of Job to fully understand and appreciate his story. And of course, in the end, God does bless him, with new kids, and God restores his wealth and his health, and God made his latter better than his former. So again, you'd have to go back and read his story. I say I say all of this to say and mention Job and Joseph of the Old Testament is there are a couple of biblical examples of people who have had faith in God against all the odds. So I want to encourage you in the midst of what's going on is, when you find yourself in a hard place, remember these couple of examples that I gave of Job and Joseph of the Old Testament. The second thing you need to remember about having faith against all the odds is to remember that storms are necessary. Now, I know that's not something that we all want to hear. We all want to think our lives are on cloud nine and everything is great. Nobody likes to hear stories of people going through stuff. But the truth is, going through storms is necessary. We probably have heard it said, what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. And I can remember Christmas in 2020. Christmas was about 5 months ago. And I remember just feeling just discouraged and just distraught by all what happened in 2020, with the pandemic and everything else that was going on in my life. And I remember the Lord began to minister to me about light. And he was saying to me, is light necessary when there's light outside? And I'm like, what do you mean? God's like, do you turn on the light? Do you turn on the light in your house and Christmas lights on when it's light outside? I'm like, no. God's like, exactly. You wait until it's in the darkest of times. Then you turn the light on in your house and turn on the Christmas lights, because in the darkness, that's when you need light the most. And that hit me like a ton of bricks. And so I want to say to you that storms are necessary because they make you stronger, but also storms are necessary because, and darkness is necessary. How are you going to understand light or be light? Light, we don't turn on the light when it's light outside. We wait till it's dark, and then we turn the light on. That's when lights have its greatest use. So sometimes going through darkness is a good thing, so you can know what it truly means to be in the light. And I just mentioned Joseph and Job, a few moments ago. So they're perfect examples of that, going through darkness. And also, the Bible talks about how, in the world's greatest darkness, you have seen a great light. And the Bible talks about Jesus being the light of the world. So sometimes storms are necessary and darkness is necessary. And the final thing I want to conclude about it is that faith against the odds. When you come through your struggle, be an ambassador. What do I mean by that? Maybe some of you have lost a loved one or know someone that has. Maybe you lost a spouse, a child, a friend. We've all at some point had loved ones that have passed on that are no longer with us. And that's a painful thing. Don't let that make you bitter. We've all heard the saying, life can make you bitter or better. When you heal from losing a loved one, be sure to use that to encourage others who may have walked through something like that, because everybody at some point is going to lose a loved one, and some sooner than others. Or maybe you or someone have been in an abusive relationship, an abusive marriage, maybe a toxic friend, whatever, and that's a painful thing. When you come through that, make sure that you use that to help others in abusive situations. Or maybe some of you have been through financial difficulties and job issues. I know I have. But when you come through it, use that to be an ambassador of light. There are some struggles I've been through this past year with the pandemic and other things I've been through in my young adult years, and some things I'm going through right now. But I know that when I'm finished, I'm going to use those things so I could be an ambassador of light. And so I didn't want this video to be long, so I want to recap the few points that I've made. The importance of having faith against the odds. Number one is to remember, people from the Bible who have gone through struggles. Job and Joseph in the Old Testament were a couple stories that I mentioned. The second thing to remember is storms are necessary, and sometimes it's necessary to go through the dark so you can see the light and be the light. And thirdly, to use your struggles when you come through your struggles to become ambassadors. So that's what I wanted to share with you all today. Thank you guys for taking time to watch this video. I appreciate that. May you like and subscribe and share with those you know and love. And before I go, I just want to share a praise report that I'm grateful that my fundraiser was fully funded. Yeah, it all happened quicker than what I thought, and some of you may be aware or not be aware that I had a fundraiser last week, and it ended faster than usual, which was great. I also want to say also that I have a business that I'm in the process of working on, a virtual faith-based kids program. I have a part open for preschoolers, and so if anyone has children or grandkids or nieces or nephews, or you have a kid 2.5, 5 years old, I would like for your kids to enroll in my virtual program. I hope to start the program in the summertime. Enrollments are open. I'm also thinking about opening a program for older kids, for the music and other arts program. I don't know if I'll do that multiple days of the week or not. I'm still praying about it. So if you have a kid that's in K-5 and maybe through 5th grade or so, and they want something fun to do in the summer, you can reach out to me on FB Messenger, or you can comment on my section below on YouTube. That's not set in stone yet for the older kids. I'm still thinking and praying about that, but I know for sure, spots are open for preschoolers, kids ages 2 to 5 years old. And again, thank you for taking time to watch this video. I love you. God bless you. I appreciate you all. And may you all have a good night. Thank you.